I've been noticing things coming to a head. There's this culmination feeling that's just been in the air. And what I've noticed is it's playing out with my health in particular, but I feel like it's happening in different areas of people's lives where things are coming together. And this coming together is also squeezing out things that are no longer going to be with us in the chapters ahead and in the months ahead and even for the rest of the year. There is this energy too of needing to have patience with this process, because what I'm feeling is it's like something big wanting to land around the corner, or it's landing, but at the same time it might be a slower process than our ego wants, a slower process than what we're expecting, our expectations are. But we're being reminded that everything is in lockstep with divine time and everything is happening exactly as it meant to. So if you're like me and you're going through, a health culmination, Saturn's in my sixth house, so I have a feeling it's gonna be, I want it to be one and done, but it's, the next 2.5 years. But at the same time, it's happening in different areas of our lives, and we're being reminded to not allow the optics of it, the what it looks like on the surface, to get in the way or to attach to our psyche in a way that convinces us that things aren't happening for us. Things are happening for us. And something I have noticed in my personal life as well is that the expression of, what we would call issues, whether it be health issues or emotional issues, when it starts to express and it looks like it's getting worse, it's actually the awareness bringing things to light because the healing process has already begun. So one thing my guides have been telling me is it's mid-process. If you feel like you've been, sliding into a hole with something, or something feels like it's getting worse, so to speak, we're being reminded too, and the guides want to stress, it's mid-process of a healing process that's taking place and a transfiguration that wants to take place. And we're being reminded to rest right now and to take things in stride, as in, if you don't have the means to move forward on something and you're itching to move forward on something, it's probably because it's time to slow down and it's time to rest and allow things to work for us, and trusting that things are going to be clicking into place. On the other end of the spectrum, if it's time to take action on something, if it's time to move forward on something, there will be that pinch and there will be those tools available to us to get moving, which may require some creative solutions. On one hand, we might think, oh, I need these things to get started. But our guides are saying, actually, if you had those things, you're not necessarily ready to receive those things, or they're not necessary at this point in time. What you have is what you need, and it's time to get started with what you have at hand. And that's something big too. The mind and the ego can be tricky. They can convince us of all sorts of things. But if something is meant for us, we're being reminded to remind ourselves really that we have everything we need. And if it wasn't meant for us, then we would be redirected in some way. So pay attention, have that discernment to really discern what roads are meant for us right now and what roads aren't. And is it time to move forward? Is it time to step back? Is it time to lock in a process? And how do we want to lock in a process? Do we want to lock in a process through, trial and error and really going for it? Or is it something more building incrementally and really starting with small steps so that we don't get overwhelmed? That's another thing. If we're getting overwhelmed, then we definitely need to dial it back and to slow down and to be into that rest energy, so that the clarity can come through, so that we can take those correct and right actions of, what is aligned and what is most aligned at this time. So the underlying thing, though, the main thing is, if you feel like an issue that you've been dealing with for a while is getting worse, consider the perspective that you're mid-process of healing and this expression is getting heightened. It could be for you to take action. It could be for you to slow down. It could be that things are really starting to heal, and that healing means, in the analogy of a virus, you have that fever. The fever is working to bring you back into balance. And so when things, pick up in that way, or things get worse in that way, it's important to trust the process and to also trust our intuition as to what needs to happen and what we need to do, and where we have control and where we don't. So I hope this message resonates. I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.